So maybe let's spend some time talking about what's different about the CS40 and why we're so excited about a whole new pack.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, when we got to actually kind of refining what this backpack would be, and again, we mentioned it earlier, we wanted to kind of reach new, more users, right? So if the shadow light, let's just say that if the shadow light doesn't check all the boxes for some people, we feel like we can check some more boxes with this pack, that there's people out there that are going to prefer this more than the other. And, some of the goals were to make a backpack that would do that. There's some of the things would be like, not goal number one. It wasn't necessarily to make the lightest weight backpack possible, but knowing that there's a lot of backpackers out there that are very experienced, they consistently, have no problem, achieving like a really low base weight, a 10 pound, 9 pound, 11 pound base weight, that they've been doing it long enough that they know exactly what they're taking. They have their system really well dialed in. They have a process for covering their miles in the mountains or on the trails. And so this backpack is more catered to those people that they know exactly how they pack. They know exactly what they pack. They're covering lots of miles. And so that kind of like those parameters start to shape the backpack design a bit in terms of like features or lack of pockets and things like that, and it becomes a very minimalist pack, which is really easy to do. It's really easy to make a minimalist pack, but going back to kind of the background, or like kind of the foundational principles of what we think a backpack should do and be, that's where a lot of the design effort went into. Was, okay, really easy to make a minimalist pack, but it's got to be really comfortable for long, 20 to 30 mile days, a lot of physical effort where potentially there's going to be more water carrying involved, multi-days of food involved. So just making the most lightweight minimalist pack isn't going to cut it. It's just got to be comfortable for the long haul.
I think the best way to like sum that up is that it's a little more streamlined than the shadow light. It's got a little bit less organization per se in it, and it's just a little bit more trimmed down, so that it can be a little bit more of a faster, lighter pack per se. For some people, that's a benefit, right? Because they've already got their systems down, like Brigham has mentioned, and it obviously with that too, it typically means that we're going to be able to shave off a little bit of weight off of the pack to boot. So yeah, I mean, I think that the goal here, as far as like a high level concept of what this backpack is the shadow light. We really tried to build a pack that was ultralight, sub 2 pounds, but that still had a lot of features and options in the pack, so that you could store things in their own compartments, like on the 2 upper pockets on the shadow light, on the 2 side upper pockets, or to have 2 mesh pockets in the back, or to have the center zipper. This kind of gives you a little bit more of an ability to customize or organize. With the CS40, this one is a little bit more geared around you doing your own organization inside the pack, or having one larger back mesh pocket to stuff things into. But again, for us, the concept here is there's already some packs out there like this. So what makes us unique to us, what makes us unique is the fact that we do have a phenomenal load transfer system, suspension system. We're not using a minimalist hip belt. We're using a very comfortable hip belt that's going to hug your hips and be able to carry that weight on your hips. We're using a frame that is tall enough to support that, and then we're tying that all in with an ultralight streamlined bag that is attached to it per se.
Yeah, I think one of the other things that we had to approach or face really is like, okay, well, it's going to end up being a lighter weight pack, but it's not going to end up being lighter weight because we sacrificed in terms of materials or anything that's going to decrease the durability of the pack. I mean, that was another important part of this development was, well, if we're going to make the pack lighter, it probably will require more than just not having a center zipper and deleting 2 pockets. So we actually looked around quite extensively for the right materials. And so we ended up landing on some very, very advanced materials that have incredible durability and strength to weight. We'll provide more details on this later. We don't want to leave you fully satiated after this podcast, but
well,
suffice to say, yeah, we had to really seek out materials to make the pack that were above and beyond essentially what we already have in terms of strength, durability, and weight.
I think another thing just to note with this on a high-level concept still is that this pack was, and we say this a lot with price points, that we don't design for price points, but we definitely leaned into that more with this pack, knowing that the target end user for high-level concept is someone who likely will be a thru-hiker, likely will be putting a lot of mileage on this pack that needs it to be both durable and comfortable and lightweight and streamlined. And so in order to accomplish all of those, that means that this pack fundamentally with materials and things that we're going to use to accomplish those things is going to be, on the higher end of price point for us to build, as well as what that's going to equate to customers. Now, thanks to our direct-to-consumer business model, it's still very, very competitive where this price will land. But just know from a concept level, we did, nothing was off the table in terms of what we were willing to put into this pack because we are, in our minds, designing this pack for extremes, super focused on performance. And a good case study for that was in one of the best R&D trips that we got with this pack during design was last year on the Uinta Highline Trail. So for those of you that don't know, we will be releasing a documentary on this within about a month of this podcast coming out, and you will get a lot of sneak peeking at the backpack at that point because I believe all of us were wearing different versions. Now, there was a couple different colors and things like that.
Yeah, you'll see different prototype iterations. So it's definitely not the final version. So there's probably 2 or 3 different stages of development between all the packs that we're using.
Yeah. And like I say, pay no mind to the color. If you want to see close-ups or anything or any kind of sneak peeks like that, you can find that. Would that be in the membership sneak peek preview?
Well, right now on our website, you can go to packs, just our packs collection in our regular website, and you can see a picture of that. Now, you won't be able to see very much unless you are a Live Ultralight member. As a Live Ultralight member, you do get sneak peeks to upcoming products, and the CS40 is one of those. You'll be able to see a little bit more as a member, but anyone can go and see at least a picture of what this pack is going to look like, and I'm pretty excited about it. You can count this episode as our official announcement that the CS40 will be coming this year. No, it is not on sale yet. We will be actually doing a pre-sale this year, but you should start looking at it, start getting excited now because we anticipate these to go pretty quickly.
Yeah, we will be doing the pre-sale and shipping them this year. So it's not a pre-sale to ship next year or anything like that, but that'll all be made public in a month or so from now.